Welcome to the Specialty Pharmacy Podcast. This Specialty Pharmacy Podcast is a collaboration with the National Association of Specialty Pharmacy, the NASP, and the Pharmacy Podcast Network. The mission of the National Association of Specialty Pharmacy is to improve specialty pharmacy practice by promoting continuing professional education and certification of specialty pharmacists, while advocating for public policies that ensure patient access to specialty medications. As the healthcare industry's leading podcast dedicated to the pharmacy profession, the Pharmacy Podcast Network is proud to bring our listeners the Specialty Pharmacy Podcast in partnership with the NASP.
Hi, this is Sheila Arquette, the Executive Director for the National Association of Specialty Pharmacy, and you are listening to the Specialty Pharmacy Podcast on the Pharmacy Podcast Network. Joining me today to discuss NASP's Student Association Chapter Program is Stephanie LaPointe, Song Lee, and Doug Gebhard. I'm going to ask Stephanie, Song, and Doug to give us a little bit of background and introduction about themselves before we start talking about the Student Association chapters. Stephanie?
Thank you, Sheila. As stated, my name is Stephanie LaPointe, and I'm the Manager of Education and Training at Diplomat, where I also fulfill responsibilities as Residency Program Director. After graduating from Ferris State University with my Pharm.D, I successfully completed a postgraduate year one pharmacy practice residency with a focus in specialty pharmacy at Diplomat in 2012. I currently act as adjunct faculty for various colleges of pharmacy across the country and am a co-course coordinator of a specialty pharmacy elective at the University of Michigan. I am very involved at the local, state, and national levels of pharmacy organizations and currently serve on the National Association of Specialty Pharmacy's Education Committee, where I act as co-chair of the Student Education Sub.
Wonderful. And Song, would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Sure. Hi, my name is Song Lee, and I am a recent graduate from the University of Kentucky College of Pharmacy, where I received my Pharm.D and MBA. I will be starting my residency training with a focus in specialty pharmacy at Diplomat in July, and I'm very excited to start my career in specialty pharmacy. I am a current member of NASP, where I serve on the Education Committee, and I look forward to continuously staying involved with the organization throughout my career.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Doug, please say hello and provide a little bit of background and introduction for our listeners.
Hello, so my name is Doug Gebhard. I currently serve as our Vice President of Pharmacy Services at PANTHERx Specialty Pharmacy in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I graduated from the University of Pittsburgh with my Doctor of Pharmacy degree, and then also received my Master's of Business Administration from the Joseph M. Katz Graduate School of Business, also at the University of Pittsburgh. Currently, as I mentioned, I serve as the Vice President of Pharmacy Services at Panther, where I oversee our operations, our quality, compliance, accreditation, as well as our clinical and education teams. In addition to that, I also serve as a director and oversight of our current Specialty Pharmacy Fellowship Program, and also am a member of the NASP Student Education Committee, where I spend a lot of time working with the other individuals on this call, helping to drive forward initiatives focused on student education and involvement with specialty pharmacy.
Thanks so much, Doug. So by way of background, I thought before we start talking about the Student Association chapters, we should talk a little bit about NASP for those listening who may not be as familiar. So the National Association of Specialty Pharmacy, or NASP, is a nonprofit trade association, and we're the only national association that represents all stakeholders in the specialty pharmacy industry. The mission of NASP is to elevate the practice of specialty pharmacy by developing and promoting continuing professional education and certification of specialty pharmacists, while advocating for public policies that ensure patients have appropriate access to specialty medications in tandem with critical services. The association provides an online education center offering accredited continuing pharmacy education programs. It hosts an annual meeting that offers educational sessions and continuing education credits, and is the only organization that offers a certification program for specialty pharmacists. So as you can tell, we're very, very focused on education, and we want to ensure that pharmacists have the tools and the educational resources that they need to best care for their patients. NASP members include the nation's leading independent specialty pharmacies, pharmaceutical and biotechnology manufacturers, group purchasing organization, patient advocacy groups, integrated delivery systems and health plans, technology and data management vendors, wholesalers, distributors, and practicing pharmacists. With over 100 corporate members and 1,200 individual members, NASP is the unified voice of specialty pharmacy in the United States. So please tell me what the impetus was for the formation of the student chapters. Where did the idea come from, and how did we move forward with this?
Sure, so I can answer that. The motivation behind creating these student chapters initially stemmed from my experience as a student. I was very interested in specialty pharmacy, but finding student organizations to get involved with that were focused on specialty pharmacy was difficult. The information that I found at the time was scattered between multiple different pharmacy associations, and there was also a general lack of awareness within the student population of what specialty pharmacy was. So during my rotation with Stephanie at Diplomat, I was given the opportunity to join an education subcommittee meeting of NASP. It was there that I initially pitched the idea of creating a student chapter of NASP, and through a lot of hard work and dedication and the full support of the subcommittee members and NASP leadership, we were able to develop these student chapters and make them available to students starting in 2018. The development of these student chapters was a great opportunity to bring together the inconsistencies that I found as a student and also increase the awareness of this fast-growing field called specialty pharmacy to these up-and-coming new pharmacists. Our student chapters offer many other benefits that we'll talk about later, but we'll now introduce what these student chapters of NASP are called.
So Stephanie, can you tell us a little bit more about SASP?
Sure. SASP is an acronym for Student Association of Specialty Pharmacy, which are new student pharmacist chapters as of this year. This initiative was developed for aspiring students looking to enhance their awareness and knowledge of the growing field of specialty pharmacy through education, professional development, and networking with pharmacists within NASP. The NASP Student Education Subcommittee has been collaborating with NASP leadership over the past year to develop bylaws, release a website, connect the local colleges and schools of pharmacy, and promote this unique opportunity. The NASP Student Education Subcommittee is currently in the middle of their development timeline and are currently seeking students with a strong interest in specialty pharmacy to implement pilot chapters for the upcoming academic year. The goal is to provide information and support to drive student interest with hopes of application receipts prior to fall semester.
So Stephanie, you said that this was a pilot program. How many schools and colleges of pharmacy are we hoping that will participate?
Great question, Sheila. So we have approximately 11 schools that are interested in starting a pilot within their college or school of pharmacy. However, our association is really looking for a minimum of 5 schools to jumpstart the program this year.
Wonderful. And Song, you're a recent graduate of a school of pharmacy, correct?
Yes.
Congratulations. Can you tell our listeners what type of education or exposure to specialty pharmacy did you receive during your college career?
Sure. During my college career, the exposure that we had to specialty pharmacy really consisted of a few lectures at the end of our third year. And in those few lectures, we were provided a very brief overview of what specialty pharmacy was, a little bit about the services that are available to patients through these specialty pharmacies, as well as some of the drugs that were mainly provided through in a specialty pharmacy. And outside of these types of informational lectures, there weren't many opportunities to get involved to do much else other than that.
Wonderful. So I think the thought process behind creating these student chapters was just to provide an avenue for students to gain exposure, right, to specialty pharmacy and the folks practicing specialty pharmacy currently to determine if that's something that they would like to pursue after they graduate?
Absolutely. These student chapters will give a little bit more to the students other than the lectures that they may receive that just give a brief overview. And these student chapters are really there to immerse the student in specialty pharmacy and getting them out there to network with the pharmacists who are currently practicing in specialty pharmacy and truly see what the field has to offer for them.
Wonderful. So Doug, can you outline for our listeners what the benefits are to students who join SASP and also NASP?
Absolutely. So as the specialty pharmacy industry continues to grow and evolve, the need for specialty pharmacists becomes more prominent. So being an active member of this student chapter will allow students to keep their fingers kind of on the pulse of truly what's going on in the dynamic industry of specialty pharmacy as they kind of prepare to enter this workforce. It also allows them to begin to network in the specialty pharmacy space as they begin to look into future opportunities after graduation as well. NASP is truly committed to supporting the development of future and practicing specialty pharmacists. So it really truly makes sense to really support the developments of students early on as well. So when you think about some of the benefits of student membership, there's a few, and I can go through them. The first one that comes to mind is the specialized workshops, educational sessions, and kind of hands-on leadership opportunities to strengthen those skills and expand their network, interacting with other pharmacists practicing in the specialty pharmacy space. Through their involvement in the student education or through the student committees, they'll have the opportunity to participate in NASP committees and task force to help shape national policy, NASP priorities, education, as well as the annual meeting programming content. With that, they also have exclusive access to the NASP Center for Specialty Pharmacy Education. There's a daily e-newsletter summary that is sent out with important developments in the specialty pharmacy space. So that really can get exposed to what's happening on a daily basis. And then finally, student members will receive a discount for their registration to the annual meeting every year. So the great thing really about this is that the student chapters and such a strong support from our NASP leadership, as well as the growing interest in specialty pharmacy. I really believe that our student pharmacists that are able to participate in these chapters will provide a unique opportunity for all students to gain an in-depth knowledge, experience, as well as exposure to kind of the evolving issues and priorities that within the specialty pharmacy space.
Thank you, Doug. And I can tell you, our listeners, that when Doug, Song, and Stephanie approached the NASP leadership about starting these student chapters, the excitement and the enthusiasm was palpable. We were so thrilled that they brought this opportunity to us, and so excited to be able to invest in the future of specialty pharmacy, and also to connect these students who are so eager to learn, and with so much in front of them, with some of the folks who have been the pioneers in the industry, and working together and trying to collaborate, and all in the hopes of advancing patient care. And as a result, NASP has committed to supporting the chapters in a variety of ways, which include connecting the SASP chapters with the specialty pharmacy leaders for networking experiences, providing baseline funding for the SASP chapter startups, also soliciting feedback from the various chapters to improve the SASP experience, and also organizing specialized student events at the annual meeting. We really want to welcome these students into the specialty pharmacy community and NASP and help them as they go through their educational experience. So how do interested students who may be listening, or some of the folks that they work for, apply for SASP chapter membership within their college or school of pharmacy?
Sure. Since this is a new offering through NASP, each college or school of pharmacy interested in acting as a pilot for SASP membership will need to submit an application to NASP for review. And then interested students can access the information along with all of the application materials on the NASP's website, specifically the student chapter page. Or they can contact the association specifically at the SASP email link, which is sasp@naspnet.org.
Wonderful. So do the three of you have anything additional to add? Any type of closing comments or something that you want our listeners to know?
So this is Doug. I think I would just add in, any amount of support that anyone can offer up or interest they have. I would definitely encourage them to reach out to NASP via the channels that Stephanie mentioned. Obviously to start something like this and drive it forward is going to take a lot of support, obviously interest from the students, as well as the membership within NASP. So if there's anyone that obviously listens to this that has an interest in, student education, student involvement, and really helping kind of grow our future leaders within the specialty pharmacy space, I would encourage you to kind of reach out to us, and we'll find ways for everybody to get involved. It could be as little as kind of helping to speak to different schools around the opportunities that exist, to serving as kind of an advisor for one of the schools and chapters. So I would just encourage anyone, if there's any interest, just to reach out and see how you can get involved.
Wonderful. Thank you, Doug.
I would like to say to the folks that are listening, as well as any interested students that are looking into specialty pharmacy and wanting to get more information, to reach out to NASP, and you can also reach out to any of us here on this podcast today for any more information. And I, as a student, this is definitely an opportunity that I would have loved to have. So I highly encourage you to get more information and learn more about this really exciting field called specialty pharmacy. There are so many things that this field can offer that I think not a lot of students are aware of. And so I would really just like to encourage more students to reach out, get more information, because this is a very exciting time and this is a great opportunity to get started if you're interested in the field of specialty pharmacy.
And Sheila, this is Stephanie. I just have one final closing remark as well. I'd just like to thank NASP for listening to our idea when we presented it and providing us with the tools to implement. I'm hoping that this podcast helps to increase traction to enhance student engagement within specialty pharmacy in our industry.
Well, thank you. And thank you to Stephanie, Doug, and Song for all of the work that they did on this project. It was incredible for them to come to me and to my executive committee here at NASP with almost a finished product, just needing a little bit of administrative support to nudge it along. So we are thrilled. This is definitely one of our most important strategic projects and initiatives for this year. So we're excited and we look forward to hopefully welcoming some of our students at our annual meeting in the fall. And I want to thank you all for listening and for joining the Specialty Pharmacy Podcast on the Pharmacy Podcast Network. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Specialty Pharmacy Podcast. Be sure to share this podcast with your fellow pharmacists, doctors, and healthcare providers dedicated to optimal patient care. If you have ideas for future episode topics, please email the Pharmacy Podcast Network. Send your message to publisher@pharmacypodcast.com.